All right, what's up, Ernie? How's it going? Good talking to you this morning, and I'm excited to do this breakdown here for you. So, what is cool about this breakdown is we're gonna go into a little bit of both, like a line drive type of a throw, and also a throw that is more of like a deep ball. So, first we'll start off with the deep ball. With the deep ball, what I'd just say is, and it's a little bit of a thing on both sides. You just want to make sure you keep it that front arm. Excuse me. Just make sure you're keeping that front arm closed, right? Don't open up that front arm too early. It looks like you might be doing that a little bit too much here, right? You're coming around a little bit too early with that front arm, and along with that, right? So what's also paired with that is that as you're going back, you do a better job of driving that elbow forward there, and I think we've talked about that before. Because see, when you get here, what you have a tendency to do, and it's fine that you're kind of dropping the ball at the beginning, but you have a tendency to really lift that ball up. So right here, see how you're going up here and you're not really bringing that elbow forward. You just got to start thinking about getting that elbow forward a little bit sooner so the ball doesn't end up so far back here. Because what you want is you don't want to have an angle like that where the ball is being back. You really want to have a better, like the ball wants to be more here. So then you have a greater angle between the ball and I guess the rest of your body, right? Because what happens is, and I would show you the Josh Allen video, but what happens here is that as you're coming forward here, the more outside or like towards us this way the ball is, then the more stretch you're going to be able to put on your arm and your shoulder to be able to create more rotation. That's where, if you watch my Josh Allen breakdown, you can see what I'm talking about, where he really does a good job of keeping that ball back more in that area, which makes it so that when he's coming up and through, he's able to put a lot of force behind the throw. Okay. Next thing, as you're finishing, you want to make sure you're totally following through. So here, you're kind of not flicking the wrist, right? So you got to work on finishing through with that wrist, and then also just in general finishing all the way through with that arm. You're kind of slowing down your arm. Make sure you're getting full velocity in there, and that'll help that ball turn over nicely as you're throwing. You got to get that follow through, and again flick the wrist. Okay, then with the regular throw, again, what I would just say is that you're doing a better job of creating rotation with that lower body, but you're just opening up too early with that front arm. Okay, so keep that front hand a little bit closer. I like to keep that front hand like right next to my chest as I throw. Okay, and that just makes it so then my front shoulder stays closed, because when you open up like that with that shoulder, now you're going to end up putting yourself in a position where you're going to end up throwing it more like that, right? Rotating like that rather than coming up, down, and through. I think you're doing a much better job of, with your arm though, getting it up and coming forward and through. It'll just feel a little bit less awkward if you keep that front arm a little bit closer and pull straight back with that elbow rather than pulling off to the side with that elbow. Okay, that's going to be a big thing to improve, is going to be how you hold that front arm and how you're moving that front arm. So, I definitely say put some time on in focusing on that, and it should really help you out. I mean, you're still doing the whole lifting with that back arm, same thing as I was talking about the other one, right? You're all the way down here, and you still want to lift the ball all the way back behind your head before you start getting the elbow going. Look at how late it is before you get your elbow going. Once you get to here, start thinking about firing that elbow. Fire that elbow right through there, okay? So don't wait till you're all the way up here before you start firing your elbow, and that'll help you in syncing up your whole body. And it'll definitely help, too, as you start to close that front arm a little bit better, get better control of that front arm. It'll really make a big difference in how you throw. All right? Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon.